So, along that collaboration, NGA is no different. We have many people who contribute to NGA, and NGA started with myself and my co-founder, Mike Gollum. If Mike, you can come up to the stage where you're at, because I want to make sure that everyone sees. So he's going to come up. NGA started about a decade ago, and I was the technology side, so building out the technology. I'm going to share with you here today the secret sauce of NGA, all the technology. And Mike,
yes, bro.
Mike is the outgoing, actually very shy person. For those that don't, I'll give you my mic. Mike is a very shy person. Actually, he's a very outgoing, spreading the love of 911 and letting everyone know about it. Do you want to share any words with the group?
I just want to thank everybody for participating and giving us an opportunity to bring our product to your country. And I got to meet the first woman that was saved by the Philippine National Police, Mrs. Garcia. It brought tears to my eyes, and then they made fun of me on my birthday with it just the other day. And the two police officers, the two responders that took the call, are they here in the room? Well, they are. Can you guys stand up? Yeah, here we go. These two guys took the first 911 call in Manila. Let's give them a hand. Yeah! Thank you.
So, again, it's a full collaboration. There are many people that contribute to this, the least of which is Ishka Villasisneris. Ishka, if you can come up. Ishka is the president of NGA 911 Philippines.
The superstar.
I'm always asked, how is it that an American company delivering 911 service in the United States came to the Philippines? Why the Philippines? So for all of those who are wondering or asking that question, your
superstar.
Your answer is right here.
Ishka.
Yeah, actually I just wanted to share, when NGA started, it was growing in the US. I was the only Filipina in the company and also the youngest employee. And it was, I wanted to bring the technology that we have in the United States to the Philippines. Kasi kasama ko po yung wala kami sa US at ilang beses na siya na-save ng 911. And I just felt that dapat kayo dito na-experience yung experience ko. And that's why I was able to convince our CEO, our board, our investors to invest in the Philippines and bring this technology para ma-save din yung dollar nyo in the banks.
So the collaboration,
all of the Filipinos that work with us every day, our entire staff, please give yourself a hand. Everybody from NGA. We love you. We're grateful. Thank you all.
So the collaboration doesn't start there. Again, 911 is the epitome of many people coming together to save lives, to save human lives. For me, it's not only my co-founder, my good partner, Ishka, it's also my dear wife, who's right here. She could come up, that would be great. And she joined me on this travel to the Philippines. I've been to the Philippines many times. You all are blessed with a very beautiful country. And when I would go back, I would say, next time you need to come. But she's busy with the kids, or busy with that. She's joined me on this trip, and in fact, this is a secret I'm going to tell you. So you guys won't know this. It is actually her birthday today.
Happy birthday.
So everyone, if you would please, I'd like to sing happy birthday. So on the count of 3, Mike, can you lead us?
1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Shirley. Happy birthday. have any more? Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much for letting us help. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Great. Okay. All right. So now that that secret's out of there, I'm in trouble. I want to share with you what we created and what we brought to the Philippines. The technology that drives next generation 911. So if we could just jump right into it, our vision was to bring 911 from the United States to the Philippines. And if anyone has experienced 911 in the U.S., since I was a young child, maybe 7 or 8 years old, they were teaching us that when you need help, you dial 911. So there are many cases every day in the United States where a young child will save the life of their parents because they know 911. And when that call lands at dispatch has the protocols to know a young child is calling them. And they know how to interact with the child. They have the protocols in place to know how to handle the situation. So we are very pleased to bring this technology to the Philippines. The journey for us started 5 years ago, and it really culminated in a major milestone last week where we went live with the Philippines National Police. So what went live was 911, and it seems, for any American, it seems sort of basic. Of course, 911 is a life-saving service, and the reason you dial 911 is it saves lives. And it's very simple. There's not 20 or 100 or 200 different numbers to dial. There's just one number to dial, it's 911. That gets you the first responders, and they will respond very quickly, as in the case with a 4-minute response time. Let's see that young woman. Next slide. And the reason you dial 911 is because you know you're going to be connected with a professional that knows how to deal with the situation. They are trained in protocols. These protocols are even international standards, modified to local considerations. They're routed to that dispatcher who knows exactly what help you need. In some cases, they're trained to tell you how to conduct CPR, for example. But that dispatcher is that first line of response when and where you need it. Our job is to make sure that you get that call connected. Next slide. So, what happens when you dial 911 is very simple. There's just a couple of questions. The location is key. And as you'll see a little bit later in this presentation, you're going to hear how Google has worked with us to make sure that location is available when 911 is dialed. So the first thing they're going to do is they're going to verify your location. The next, the next thing they're going to do is make sure that they validate your phone number. So your phone number and your location is vital. If the line drops, they got to be able to call you back. And they got to be able to dispatch help to where you're located. And then finally, they'll get an idea of the nature of your emergency so that they can follow their protocols internally to provide the help that's needed exactly when and where it's needed. Next slide. So to give you an idea of what the next generation 911 looks like, there's a very brief minute or 2-minute video that I'd like to play for you that really gives a real overview on next generation 911. Go ahead. Technical difficulty. Do we have that? Video? Let's just get a minor technical difficulties.
911 for help during emergencies, and we've always been there. Basic 911 technology is essentially the same today as it was 40 years ago. But along the way, we've made some enhancements to the system to accommodate new technologies, like cell phones, location tracking, and now texting to 911. But getting harder to do. Technology is constantly evolving, now faster than ever before. And as the world adapts to keep up, it's our duty to keep up as well. Why? Because people expect 911 to work no matter what. They assume that they can reach 911 via text, picture, or video messaging, and they expect to get help quickly from any device at any time. It's time to make that concept a reality. Next generation 911 transitions us from yesterday's technology to a faster, more flexible, resilient, and scalable system, enabling 911 to keep up with the future. So what is NGA911? In short, it's an IP-based system that allows information to flow seamlessly across the 911 system, from the public to first responders and beyond. It's much more than just new computers. NG911 is an evolving system of hardware, software, standards, policies, and training that will eventually lead to safer, faster, and more informed responses. It provides improved interoperability with first responders, sharing life-saving information instantly. It's the most efficient backup plan to make sure all calls are answered when there's a call overload, power outage, or a natural disaster. It's better services to the public and more ways to access help through 911, such as text, video, automatic crash notification, and more. So what's your role? First responders, legislators, and 911 system employees will each play a role in making NG911 happen. Through collaboration and education, we can ensure this new system will best serve our communities. Learn more about how you can help by getting involved in the conversation about next generation 911 today.
Next slide. Okay, so that is next generation 911. That is what we packaged up in the United States and we brought to the Philippines. That technology is available in the Philippines today, and we're starting to roll it out. We're doing that hand in hand with our good partners, TLBT, who you'll hear from next year shortly after my presentation. And we're working hand in hand to make sure that that is delivered to each and every LGU across the nation. Our mission is to make sure that the entire nation has this technology available to their citizens, every Filipino across the nation. I didn't cover those yet. This technology is going to handle problems that are listed here, which we talked about, delivering location. There's a next step to location, it's additional data. So, for example, if someone opts in, you can get maybe an elderly person who has special needs. When they dial 911, a dispatcher can have additional information to tailor the response to that particular person and their particular needs. We have a slide to focus on this, but we're going to talk about how intelligent routing is critical to next generation 911. And that's also in this system. Of course, again, talking about the collaboration, none of this would be able to be, I would not be on the stage here today if not for Francis at the E911 National Office, Secretary Avalos, and DICT. This is a collaboration of many individuals, many organizations, public and private, that make this work. 911, the beauty of 911 is many organizations working together to ensure that every single life, when they dial 911, matters and gets an immediate response, an overwhelming response whenever they need it. So these are the private partnerships to supplement that collaboration. Google, who you're going to hear from in just a moment. PLBT, Mitch is going to be giving a presentation after I speak. And I want to acknowledge our good partners at AWS, because AWS is masters of infrastructure. Their services and applications that they offer up in the cloud allow us to scale and deploy very quickly to ensure that we can roll it out across the nation. And then finally, in those areas, right, next slide, in those areas that are remote, we partnered with Starlink, and in fact, Kalinga, and I know I massacred that enunciation, and I apologize, but Kalinga has actually used Starlink to make sure that they have service remotely. So Starlink satellites is not only the ability to get to remote places, but also when a typhoon comes in, and in order to keep your 911 center, your command center live, we actually connected to multiple fiber links, multiple LTE links, and satellite to make sure that command center can always stay live regardless of what natural disaster strikes. Next slide. So, talking about location. Location is key. Our good partners at Google, we are partnered with Google to deliver location in the Philippines. The question that is commonly asked is, if Brad can know exactly where I'm at, why can't 911? And the answer is that 911 can, and Google has made that available to us. Next slide. And to understand what Google has done for us, what we have is the gentleman in Salvatore is going to talk to us for about 7 minutes and tell us all about Google. You guys will be quizzed on Google location services later on this afternoon. He's going to educate us. Go ahead, Salvatore.
Hello everyone, thank you for the opportunity. I will not be the person of logistics for help. I know I have 5 to 10 minutes. I try to use the time wisely. Present the service will be very powerful through Google, and we will launch this service in the Philippines as soon as possible. I have a few slides. We'll go through those, and then I'll share my contact details in case you have any questions. First of all, my name is Salvatore Gabriele. I have partnerships and operations for emergency location services here at Google. I'm based in London, and I work with something I'm very proud of as part of safety, something that makes 100 users safe. We know that reducing emergency response time by 60 seconds in the US alone can save 10,000 lives every year. It's just a targeting number. Imagine what that number could be across the world. That's why we decided to launch ELS, Emergency Location Service. Our mission is we want to enable other users to get out from emergency responders more effectively whenever they need. When you make an emergency call, this is probably the most important call in your life. This is where you need help. You probably call once in your life, but when you want, you call. You really need help. There's something in the story. Let's take an example. This is a child's story. Imagine a 9-year-old patient hunted out by a medical emergency. You have the call taken. You don't know where this person is. You don't know what the problem is. But you know that most likely there is an emergency. Right now, it takes paramedics and ambulance 30 minutes on travel. It takes even longer to understand what the problem is. And so we know that we can go back to the modern technology. What is the problem? If you think about it, location is one of the most important things when you need to send help. So having a precise location is the key in an emergency call. The emergency systems in the world are built based on rural landlines. And now we know that over 80% of emergency calls are with a mobile phone. And you know that the mobile phones have a lot of sensors that can help get a precise location. If you know Google Maps, over you're going to see very blue dots, your location is very, very precise. And why don't we find it when get that location to the whole table when the user makes an emergency? That's what ELS is. It's a service that we launched in 2016 that helps provide location to the whole tables for ambulance, police, fire brigade, and other emergencies. And it works in a very simple way. When the user initiates an emergency call, or this on emergency numbers that the authority provides, any number phone tries to compute the best possible location and provides this location directly to the local authority and to the polling. So there are two entities working. Google provides this service for free to any authority in the world. Then the authority is responsible for setting up an endpoint that receives this location and gets this location to the code taker and to the person's points. Important, this service runs on Android on almost 100% of the Android user base. There is no need for any special app to be installed. There is no need for any special hardware. This is something we can enable on any Android phone immediately because running. It's flexible. We can decide when the location is to be sent, how often. We can decide the emergency numbers that this service should be enabled for. And last point, it's very important. This system is designed with privacy and its scope. The information is sent from the device directly to the yellow spot. There is no Google server in between. We don't see those messages. We therefore cannot store those. The location is computed on device and is sent directly to the endpoint provided by the partner through the network. This is something that, as I mentioned, was launched for the first time in 2016 here in the UK. Now it's live in almost 70 countries, and we would love to begin this service in the Philippines. Let's go back to Charlie's story, to the example of Ferguson. Let's say you have an 9-year-old patient who passes out while making an emergency. Let's say this happens in a country where ELS is active for all and under users. How do ELS improve the outcome of that scenario? First of all, paramedics will ask the child's precise location, and they could reach him within 5 minutes. The location the ELS provides is often precise to the building, and often less than 30 meters. Number two, suppose we can go beyond the location, and we can send, for example, the emergency contacts the child has on their phone. We can also share the address numbers, for example, so paramedics can call the ambulance straight away. And suppose we can also share data like allergies, diseases, or any kind of illness or data that Charlie has on the phone, then paramedics in this example can offer the right information. This is a booster in efficiency for a country. Ambulances, police, they don't have to run around to look for a person in need. But more importantly, as we mentioned earlier, this can save a lot of time. You can look for more information on this service by looking at android.com/ELS, Information Service, and you can get in touch with us anytime. We would love to enable the service in the Philippines as soon as possible. And thank you for your cooperation. Thank you for your opportunity to present.
That's Salvador. That's Google. Google is here to also protect Filipino citizens of the country. There's many, again, collaboration, many technology partners, many government agency partners that are coming together. And the vision here is that ultimately there will be an integrated, nationwide emergency services network that is dedicated to public safety, that is private to public safety, that connects all first responders and their head offices and mobile devices together so that they can have a single unified backbone of communication by which to coordinate in emergency response. This is where we're heading. It's a journey. We have we're a few steps on this journey, but this is where we're heading. Next slide. And just to brief some of the things that are some of the applications that sit on top of this ESINet or this emergency services internet. It's a combination of these next-gen capabilities, which is basically a next-gen core, which is the intelligent routing for calls, it's analytics, and also it's the presentation of that call to first responders so they can answer that call, collect all that information, formulate a response plan, and actually dispatch. These are all the applications, and thanks to our good partners at AWS, these sit out in the AWS cloud, which means they're scalable, they're resilient, they're always protected against cybersecurity threats, and they can immediately start to be deployed nationwide. Next slide. And this just gives you an idea of what when a call goes from your handset out through the network and into the dispatcher's console, this is kind of what it looks like. So you have a location information, you have call controls to put the call on hold, to transfer it, and you have contacts. This interface is the culmination of decades of work and knowledge from the United States. This is the exact same call-taking screen that LA County Sheriff's Office, Louisiana, New York, that they use in order to provide dispatch and interaction with the caller. You have the exact same tool set here in the Philippines. Next slide. And some of these first steps across the nation include, as I mentioned last week, the launch of the Philippines National Police. It includes Marong, which was the first, Alaminos, and also CDO. And it's continuing to grow very fast. Next slide. So, last very, very important piece of information is this, that in order to get engaged in next generation 911 in the Philippines, all you got to do is scan that QR code. You can go to the booth back there. They would be glad to give you all the information. Make sure that you get your information, your contact information registered with them, so we can make sure that we get you engaged with the advancement of next generation 911 across the nation. And then, one last thing, Ishka, are we deploying the gifts? So now, everyone be prepared, because now there's going to be gifts that are deployed. Everyone's getting a gift bag, so they're going to be, the ushers are going to start to deliver them to your tables. And last but not least, I want to thank you all very much for coming here, for hearing us out, for collaborating, for being together, and we are so pleased and proud to be with you here today. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Mr. Don Ferguson. Wow.